I've just bought an electric viola. How exciting! I'm so thrilled. Why have I bought it? Well, I've got an electric cello and I play cello, and I'm teaching at the Suzuki School, and I'm teaching younger and beginner students, and I'm very good at it, but you get to a stage where it becomes a little bit, how would I say, because remembering I'm a composer, of course, a little bit restrictive, and I feel I should expand my knowledge an octave higher. The viola has the same strings as the cello. Everything's exactly the same except written in the alto clef, and it sounds higher. I love the viola because it's very much an underrated instrument. And really, I think I'm going to be a trailblazer in making the viola an instrument that really connects with a contemporary audience. And I love a challenge beyond anything else. I've got a really good ear. I've done my research, and it turns out that the transition from cello to viola is actually very smooth. I can already read the alto clef because I'm an advanced cellist. So all of these things fell into place today, and I didn't realise that there's a whole Suzuki range of viola books. And because I've just set up the Suzuki School, I just think this is asking me, the universe is asking me to learn to play. So expect viola lessons very soon. How utterly brilliant. I'll follow the Suzuki process, the lessons. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to broadcast unless I'm pretty good at them. As a string player already, you are so armed with the tools needed. Yes, you hold it in a different way. I was reading actually today that Jacqueline Dupre was transitioned to violin, albeit temporarily, and found it too difficult to play under her chin. So she put an end peg on it and played it in the same position as a cello. How fantastic. Jacqueline Dupre. Imagine. Now, because I play stand-up cello and I already play an electric cello, I think the transition just slightly upwards under my chin is not going to be too problematic. If it is, I'll think about holding it like a cello, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have that issue. The other great thing about an electric Yamaha instrument, which is the one I've bought, the Yamaha SVV 200 silent viola, I've already got all the leads I need. Pretty fab. It's an instrument that doesn't really lose value. I mean, it'll lose a bit of value, but it's one of those instruments that doesn't really deteriorate over time. And in fact, you can always get the pickups renewed at a later date if you so desire. Oh God, I'm so excited, guys. This is absolutely brilliant news. So if you want to follow my journey learning the viola or have some up-to-date lessons using the Suzuki method, I'm just going off to eBay to buy some second-hand recycled viola books, because that's the way to do it when you're starting an instrument. Let me tell you, there's no point in splashing out on new books because you don't know you're going to like the books. So do yourself a favour, buy second-hand. And don't buy job lots, because some of these job lots, they're so old and they don't really relate to the way we play instruments anymore. I'm a contemporary musician, so all of the instruments that I play are really, the end game is for a contemporary player using digital projects, recording for albums, recording for singles, etc., etc. That's what I've got in mind. I'm not going to lie and pretend that if you come to the Suzuki School, I'm going to be talking about performing in a full-scale orchestra, performing with philharmonic orchestras. Although, actually, having said that, I have played in orchestras, so there's a little bit of that. But that's not the main game. The main game for me is as a contemporary teacher for contemporary students. And I think that's really, really relevant today and really, really important. The idea that musicians have to play hours on end alone in their rooms, with their acoustic instruments that are, difficult to upkeep, difficult to manage because they I mean, they go wrong all the bloody time. The wonderful thing about the electric cellos and the electric violas must be same maker, is that not much goes wrong. There's very little. I mean, the only thing I've ever done to my electric cello was I knocked it over because stupidly I hadn't put it away, or rather the end pin was so long it was off balance in its stand, and the bridge broke, so I had to make a new bridge. But there's a video about it somewhere, because I live out in the sticks and it's quite hard to get a luthier to come or to take to a luthier and to have things replaced. So I actually just bought a vise and a saw and the cello blank and cut it myself. And it was very doable. And, it's much more doable than if you've got to do that for an acoustic instrument. Don't get me wrong, I love my acoustic instrument as well. It's very loud. You can't practice it in the middle of the night. You're going to wake everybody up, etc., etc. So, yeah, how bloody exciting.